po tayo ng kalayaan 2022 dito sa UAE. Ayan po mga kalumay. Ayan. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for that wonderful question. Indeed, yes, we are an OFW, a new heroes in our country. Why? It is because we are brave enough to lift our family for us to survive, for giving our family a better future, most especially to those parents. And I am a child. I want to give a beautiful future as a single mom of my mother. Thank you, and once again, God bless us all.
Wow! Not only beautiful, articulate as well. That's our candidate number 1, Christina Sabanal of Cebu, or Mutianang Cebu.
So guys, you don't need to come. We will go to you. Para relax lang kayo dyan. Okay? Okay.
You approach them, right? Okay.
Yes, maybe you can just step forward na lang now, guys. Alright. So, for our next question, listen up very carefully. The question is, if you could talk to any person in history, why would it be, or who would it be, and why? Let me repeat. If you could talk to any person in history, who would it be, and why? Julian, your time starts now.
I would rather choose to go and talk to my father who is in China now. As I grew up, I don't have my father, so I wanted to know how much I love him and how much I miss him. I grew up without him, but I grew up as being a good person. That's all. Thank you.
Wow. Yes. Every person is part of a history, and your dad is one of them. Thank you, Julian.
And now, moving on to candidate number 3, Mutianang Laguna, Angeliza Ray Alintanahin. And here is her question. Who is your role model and why? Again, who is your role model and why?
My role model is my mother. My mother is the one who I exactly want to be like in the future because she is kind, compassionate, and a true epitome of a God-fearing woman. She is truly a blessing and an inspiration for me and for others. Thank you.
Of course, mothers are our superheroes, right?
We all love moms. Thank you very much, Mutianang Laguna. Let's move on to our next candidate. And she is Rosemary Adriana, Mutianang Pasig. Beautiful. And your question is... Wala po. Wala pa. Napapalakpak sila sa ganda kasi ng ating kandidata. The question is, if you could have one wish, what would you wish for? If you could have one wish, what would you wish for?
If I will be given one wish, I wish to win the crown today, this evening rather, because winning a crown is only a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And this opportunity that I want to be with me until I grow old. Thank you.
Why not?
Who does not want the Mutianang Kalayaan 2022 crown, right?
Thank you, Mutianang Pasig. Moving on! Ako rin na biglang kinabahan.
Moving on to candidate number 5, Rosalinda Villamore, Mutianang, Mexico, Pampanga. And she has picked her question. Who is the person you look up to the most and why? Again, who is? Are you ready to answer?
Legit. I was born ready all the time, but yeah. Anytime, anywhere.
Okay, let me say that once again. Who is the person you look up to the most and why?
My mother, ever since I've been young, my mother she's always do a brilliant things. So I want to become like her. But she always advised me, you don't need to be someone else because you have your unique abilities and you have special abilities. My mother has always been an inspiration to me. She gave me a motivation to be a better person in my life. So I'm very proud that my mother is my favorite person.
And of course, you're actually showing us your better version of yourself tonight. Thank you. Candidate to number 5, Rosalina Miolore, our Modian in Mexico, Pampanga. Alright, do you need help there? Partner Jello?
Okay. Okay, let's move on to our 6th candidate. Yes, thank you very much. You're so tall. All right, cool. Margie Martinez of Pangasinan.
Yes.
Yes. Your question is, how did you prepare for this pageant? As easy as that. How did you prepare for this pageant?
As an individual or as Mutya of Kalayaan, I prepare myself by gaining my confidence first, and also I'm thinking of my advocacy, why I joined this pageant. So if I will win this pageant, I will apply my advocacy as a Mutya ng Kalayaan.
Thank you very much, Margie. Mutia ng Pangasinan.
And now, moving on to candidate number 7, Mudian of Valenzuela, Princess Soriano. Please put your question. All right. What advice will you give to your fellow OFWs who are financially struggling? Again, what advice will you give to your fellow OFWs who are financially struggling?
As your Mutya ng Kalayaan, I am proudly representing our fellow Filipino community here internationally in the UAE and the Philippines. And what I can advise to them is to never give up no matter what trials or challenges that make life get ahead, and to always look for the positive side in everything that you do, and to also promote positivity and eliminate negativity that surrounds you. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Our candidate number 7, Princess Soriano Mudian of Valenzuela. I think that piece of advice actually is good for everybody.
Something we need. Something we need.
Something we need.
Exactly.
And it's not only for
Thank you,
financially struggling
Princess.
people, I
Okay,
guess.
cool. Let's move on to our next candidate. Candidate number 8, Mutia ng Davao City. Irene Bustamante, and your question is... Okay. This is in English. If a foreigner asked you which place in the Philippines should she or he visit first, which place are you going to recommend and why? Once again, the question is, if a foreigner asks you which place in the Philippines should she or he visits first, which place are you going to recommend and why?
First of all, if the foreigner will visit the Philippines, and the place that I will recommend, of course, my place, Davao. I love my place. There's a lot of islands, very nice islands that you will love and you will not forget. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Irene Bustamante, Mutia ng Davao. Wow, ito na yung Ice Princess natin.
Okay, let's meet candidate number 9, Mudia ng Davao, Surigao del Norte, Dailida Ramirez. And now your question is, how are you first of all?
I'm great.
Okay,
Great one of my group.
all right, of course, take it away.
The Queens.
to all of the queens. All right. Now here's your question. How can you help celebrate Philippine Independence Day as an overseas Filipino worker? How can you help celebrate Philippine Independence Day as an OFW?
Good evening. To help to celebrate the Independence Day today is to promote my advocacy, which is diversity, inclusion, equity. Because as of now, we Filipino here in Dubai, we divide into two groups. So for me, I want to unite. I want the unity, peace, and we can work together as one. Thank you.
I love the word inclusion, inclusivity. All right, thank you, Miss Mutiana Davao Surigao del Norte, Dailita Ramirez.
Okay. Our 10th candidate is our Mutia ng Negros Occidental, Rodolfo Villasis. Okay. And this is your question. If you could visit to any place in the world, where would you want to go and why? Once again, your question is, if you could visit to any place in the world, where you would want to go and why?
If I have chance to visit any place in the world, I would like to go in Paris. Because Paris is love, and I want to feel the love and to show the world that we are in love. Because it's good to be in love. Thank you, that's all.
Indeed, love is in the air!
And who doesn't want to feel in love?
Thank you very much, Negros Occidental.
And now here is candidate number 11, Modiana Malolos, Lynn Ventura. Lynn, your question is, what does Philippine independence actually mean to you? What does Philippine independence actually mean to you?
Philippine Independence Day for me is the freedom and rights. I'm a single woman who fight for my freedom and rights. Same like our heroes who fight for the freedom of our country. Thank you and God bless.
Patriotism there. Spot on, damn on. Thank you. Candidate number 11, Lynn Ventura, Modiana Malolos. And of course,
Our last candidate, Mutiana Antipolo, Angelo Adan. And the last question. Come on, guys. Guys, before we proceed to the last and conclude the question and answer, how about a big round naman of applause to our lovely candidates? They're showing beauty and grace under pressure, huh? Now, let's do it. The last question for the last candidate. What is the first thing you would do if you win the title? Once again, what is the first thing you would do if you win the title?
The first thing I would do if I win the title is, of course, to thank God for giving me this strength, this knowledge, and wisdom to be able to stand in front of you. Secondly, to thank my parents who's been there for me since day one. And third, to treat myself because I deserve to be, to treat well because I deserve to win the crown. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angelo Mutia ng Antipolo.
wow, I know for sure that this segment is nerve-wracking. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let us show our appreciation to our ladies tonight. Give your loudest cheer and applause.
I actually feel them kasi kita ko di ba? We are inches away from them, so I can feel the nerve, but they try to compose themselves, give you the answer that they want, that we wanted. So guys, they really deserve a big round of applause for that. Kudos to that.
They actually did not leave the timer on the 30 seconds.
Exactly. Wala tayong masyado na rin.
Within 30 seconds or before they needed 30 second timer, they actually have given up. They've given up substantial.
That's right. That's right. And guys, or ladies pala, ang ating mutyas, one advice for you, you may now breathe. Because the nitty-gritty parts of the competition is all done. Now, it's all with our judges' hands who will win the crown. And to make you more feel at ease, why not enjoy something while we are waiting for the results, no?
Yes, and to serenade our lovely candidates, please join me in welcoming on center stage our next performer, Mr. Delmar Del Mundo.
Ayun po yung ano.
Yan, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and happy Independence Day po sa ating lahat. Para sa ating nagagandaan.